Hello and welcome to another match preview show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, games are piling up for Liverpool as we beat Bournemouth last night 2-1 in the Carabao Cup, which allows us to qualify into the quarterfinals, where the draw took place last night as well. And we will be facing West Ham and Anfield, which is a good tie in my opinion. But until then, the Premier League is on the horizon as we face Luton Town this weekend in match week 11. So let's take a dive into Luton Town's form so far this season. Luton Town are currently 18th position in the Premier League and they've played 10 games. They've only won one game. They've drawn twice and they've lost 7. That win was against Everton early in the season. So it's not been an easy campaign for the newcomers, still trying to claim their first home win. Could it be against the mighty Reds? We'll find out, I guess, this weekend. In terms of Liverpool, we are currently 4th in the Premier League after beating Nottingham Forest 3-0 last weekend. That makes it our 7th win of the season. In terms of head-to-head for these two teams, the last time we faced each other was, in fact, in the FA Cup 2008. The first tie at Kenilworth Road ended 1-1. So replay took place at Anfield, which ended 5-0. Goals from Ryan Barwell, Sami Hyypiä, and a Gerrard hat-trick. So a blast from the past there. Let's talk about the present teams and see who is available before we predict the lineups and highlight who the danger men are for both teams. Well, more so in terms of who we think are the danger men for Luton. So in terms of team news, Luton Town, Amari Bell, Burke, Potts, and Anderson are still not available for this game. Lokonga and Clark are also out injured. Andrew Townsend could be in line to start this game as he's made a couple cameos in the last few weeks. So he could be in line to start against Liverpool in this one. For Liverpool, unfortunately, Robertson remains on the long-term injury list. I don't see him returning to the team until January, so got a couple months until then. Thiago is still out with a hip injury. Rumors are that he might be available next month, but no official confirmation from the club. Bajtic is still out with a calf injury, unknown in terms of when his return will be happening. So we'll just wait here patiently in terms of until we get some news with regards to his status. Ben Doak has returned from injury and he started training, but it may be too soon for him to be involved in this fixture. Luis Diaz, unfortunately, is still not available to take part. Hopefully, we'll hear some good news with regards to his father. So he won't be available for this fixture. In terms of predicted lineups, what we can do, we can present the lineups for Luton to start off with as they're the home team. And then we can go from there and do the Liverpool team as well. So for Luton, I think it'll be a pretty much similar team or lineup that played against Aston Villa, due to the fact that all the players that I've mentioned earlier on were mostly defenders. So it's an area that they're lacking in numbers. So I think they'll go with a back 4. Normally they go with a back 5, but I think this one they're going to go for a back 4. On the left-hand side will be Osho over there. And then we've got Lockyer, who was unfortunate last week, conceding an own goal. So hopefully he can rectify that in this fixture. And then you've got Mengi as well. Sorry, Mengi on that right-hand side of the back 3. Midfield 4 is going to be Doherty, I think is. You got Doherty. Sorry, I was typed in Doherty, the player from Tottenham. So you got Doherty there on the left-hand side. You've got Kabul, who's traditionally a right back, but he will play in a more advanced wing back / right midfield role. There he is. And then the midfield 2 will be Ross Barkley. So Barkley makes a return against Liverpool. And it is nakamba. There you go. So we've got nakamba there. So that'll be their midfield 4. Up top, I'm going to go for, well, I'm predicting it'll be Ogbene, who started last week. The next 2 selections did not play or start the games last week. So I'm going to go for Adebayo to be the leading striker for this fixture. And I think Andrew Townsend will play in this fixture down to his experience in the high flight. Fortunately, I don't think Andrew Townsend is in this. Okay, for demonstration purposes, I know he looks nothing like him, but we'll just add a Townsend for the sake of it. But that is not the Townsend that we're playing. It will be Andrews Townsend. So that's the lineup that I believe Luton will start against Liverpool. Back three with midfield four. So they're not really going to play on the front foot. They're going to literally take a step back, park the bus, or as I like to say, park the jumbo jet and try and hit us on the counter-attack. As is pretty much the tactic that a lot of teams deploy. Do Luton Town have enough quality to really make a charge at Liverpool? I don't think they do, but all will be unveiled later on this weekend. Just got a comment here from Liverpool 12th man. Thank you for your comment. If Luton think they will be able to contend with us in a 3-4-3, they are surely having a laugh. There is no way they come out in this formation. Much like Toulouse changed it up against us, in my opinion. That's a good point. I had a look through in terms of their tactics or the way they've set up in recent weeks. They seem to chop it up quite a bit. Normally, they do have a back five, but as I mentioned, they've got a lot of injuries in their team, and I think 3 or 4 of them are all defenders. So, due to a lack of numbers, I think a back three is what they'll probably go for. And then you've got Doughty and Cabor on the right-hand side, being wing back. So you can even say it's a 5-2-3 formation, if I'm being honest with you. But I don't expect them to be a bit more on the front foot. They'll be playing as defensively as possible. So maybe it's easier if I just drop them here, because I feel like that would probably be more of the setup rather than going for the attack. And then you've got Barkley and Nakamba, where I think Nakamba will be the one that becomes the protector. Ross Barkley, I think, might have the freedom to just roam around to try and make things happen. And then you've got the likes of Obana as well, who can cut in, make things happen. Adebayo is a player that holds up the play, so maybe he can drop deep a little bit, and then they can be inside forward. Or this will be Andrews Townsend. He would cut in, and obviously we all know it in terms of his capability with his left foot. So now in terms of their strategy, I think this will be the lineup. Probably not a 3-4-3, but I think it's more of a defensive 3-4-3 where it's more full wing backs rather than out and out midfielders on the wings. So yeah, I don't expect them to really go toe to toe against Liverpool in that regards. For them is to try and keep the scoreline as minimal as possible. It's a big ask. I don't think it's an easy one for them, but we'll see how it goes for them. It's got another comment from Jordan. Says, "Hey bro, thank you Jordan for your comment. Thank you for tuning in. Let's talk Liverpool." So we'll remove the lineup for Luton, and then we will present the Liverpool formation. So obviously traditional 4-3-3 formation as expected. We just played a game last week, so will that have an effect in terms of team selection? I don't think it will too much, if I'm being honest, due to the fact that a lot of the players were rotated. I think we'll be fielding a stronger team this weekend. So obviously Alisson starts in goal. Despite Tsimikas playing yesterday, I think he will start. Well, to be fair, I'd prefer if he did start with being our more experienced left back in the squad. Then I'd go for Trent as right back. And then I think you'd go for Van Dijk and Konate, but Kwanzaa was so good yesterday. I kind of half feel like he should actually start this game. But, you know, we can't overuse the player too much. He had a fantastic performance, but I feel like we've got to wrap him up in cotton wool, as they say, and not overuse him too much this season because he's just getting used to first team football. So we need to manage his minutes and not put too much pressure on him. We can see the talent is there. So I'm going to go for this back four. I think it's a strong lineup in this team. And then in terms of our midfield, McAllister for me will be the number 6. Despite Endo having a good game, it's good to see Endo actually flourishing right now. A lot of doubters in terms of his signing when he joined the club, but I feel like he's showing his worth. Very, very good player in terms of being a destroyer, but making things very simple on the pitch in terms of his passing range and breaking up play and playing the right pass at the right time. So, it's good to have a player like him in the team. But for this fixture, I'd go for McAllister. And then for me, it has to be the return of Curtis Jones in the lineup. And then you've got szoboszlai as well in your right side of midfield. So that'll be my midfield 3. Up top, I'm going for Mo Salah. Don't need to make a case for him in terms of his selection. And I'm going for Nunez to start this game. What a wonder goal he scored yesterday. So his confidence is sky high right now. So let's hope he can bring it on to this fixture as well. And I'm going for Jota on the left-hand side. So let me know what you guys think in terms of the formation. Do you feel like maybe Kwanzaa deserves to be in that lineup, or even Endo, who had a good game yesterday? Or maybe Gravenberch. I haven't mentioned Gravenberch. Does he deserve a start in this fixture? Let me know what you guys think. Just got another comment here from Liverpool 12th man. Oh, I understand you're showing a 3-4-3 formation because they most likely will go 3. Yeah, so with this website, they didn't have the 3-4-2-1 as a formation. So the closest thing was a 3-4-3. But what I like to do, I like to just move the players around so you can see how the team will present itself. So yeah, so that's the angle that I was trying to go with. I just got another comment, but I still think they show up in a 4-4-2 like they did against Nottingham Forest and Spurs. They could do. I don't think they'll start the game in that manner. I think, let's say it's the hour mark in the second half. I can seeing a bit of thing where they're like, you know what, let's try and go for attack. Let's try and get the only goal. So I think that's when they'll probably switch to a 4-4-2. I think it'd be very brave if they were to play a 4-4-2 from the start. They will get annihilated, to say it in more PG terms there. But yeah, remains to be seen in terms of how they set up. It'll be an interesting fixture. It's a small pitch as well, so I feel like it might suit the way we play because we have a lot of technical players in our team. So the likes of Curtis Jones, whose ball retention is fantastic. So Szoboszlai, we've seen what he's capable of. Runs around in every area of the pitch. So he'll definitely make things happen. McAllister as well, technician on the ball. And Darwin Nunez, playing on the shoulder, causing havoc. And yeah, if we see one of those special shots from distance as well, I won't be complaining. His goal was so typical Darwin Nunez as well, where the first touch was poor. So the simple things, he doesn't always get it right, but he makes the hardest things very easy in terms of that finish because that was just a fantastic goal. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of us fans have watched that goal on repeat over the last day or so. So that's my predicted lineup for Liverpool there. In terms of score prediction, I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Liverpool. I know Luton Town haven't conceded more than 2 goals in a game this season. But I feel like Liverpool are the ones that can break that duck. So I think it'll be 3-0 to Liverpool. And I'm going for Mo Salah, Darwin Nunez, and szoboszlai as the goal scorers. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think the scoreline will be for this fixture. And that concludes our quick match preview for today. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Liverpool 12th man and Jordan for your comment as always. Appreciate your contribution. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Next show will be taking place. Unfortunately, I won't be available to do a match reaction straight after the game on Sunday. So my match reaction will be taking place the next day on Monday evening, 10 p.m. UK time. So the best thing to do is hit that notification bell and you'll be notified when I go live on Monday. Or you can follow me on social media for all the latest updates. So you can follow me at Ozzie FTP on Twitter, or you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Threads, TikTok, and Instagram. Just before we go, we've got a comment here from Liverpool 12th man. brother, don't fall into that narrative of like the touch wasn't the best, but they were playing it what looked like a monsoon. Yeah, don't worry, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's just that in terms of his control, because I'll be honest with you, that's one area of his game that I feel like he's really improved on this year. I know last year he was a bit raw and a bit wayward in terms of how he controlled the ball, but that's one thing I've been really impressed with in terms of how he actually holds on to the ball, lays it off to people. His link-up play has been fantastic this year. So, but no, in terms of that finish, nothing more to say than that. I wish I could share the video, but I'll probably get blocked by YouTube. So, yeah, what a goal it was. The fact he controlled and was able to recover at all was a real skill. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. When you play football, sometimes you don't get that perfect touch, but it depends in terms of what you make of it afterwards. So for him to get that touch, but then feel like, oh, do you know what? I know what to do here. He cut in and then bang. Didn't need to do much. One touch inside the field and then smashed it in top corner. No chance for the goalkeeper at all whatsoever. So no, definitely looking forward to seeing how Darwin Nunez does this weekend. Yeah, people, they can say about that first touch, whatnot, but I feel like, he's more than capable of producing that level of finishes. He did it at Benfica. If you look at his track record, I think he scored in 26 games. I think he scored about 28 goals, around that kind of figure. So it was literally 1-for-1 in terms of his goal scoring record in his second season at Benfica. So yeah, I feel like he's just warming up right now, which is good to see. Got the likes of Gakpo coming off the bench as well. He's looking like he's picking up a bit of form. Jota is always in great scoring form, especially when he starts regular games. And Salah's no Salah, always going to get goals. So that's why I'm going for a 3-0 victory for us Reds. So yeah, it'll be an interesting watch nonetheless. So yes, have a great weekend, everyone. Let's hope we all enjoy the game. We get the 3 points. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. And I hope to speak to you all on Monday. Goodbye.